like looking back, reflection wise of business this year, one of the biggest things I would say for me that's been a lesson is speed is absolutely key with things, and it's the main thing, like speed on any action. I think most people that are in business will have an idea of what needs to be done, and you put it off for whatever reason, procrastination, ego, arrogance, like whatever the reason is, but getting to the point where you can just do it will push your business forward, because I think trust your gut.
Hi and welcome back to another episode of the Bulletproof Studios podcast. This is the final episode of 2025 before we go into 2026, funnily enough. So today we're going into a bit of a recap of how 2025 has went as a business for us, but also looking at some different things that have happened in marketing, different trends, things that we hope will stay in 2025, things that we want to bring into 2026, and then also just some lessons I guess we've learned from business this year. So Dale, if I asked you to sum up 2025 from a business point of view in one sentence, what are you saying?
You do it in one word. Shite. I cannot.
Stop that.
In a sentence, hindsight is a blessing.
Hindsight is a blessing.
Hindsight is a blessing. That's where my mentality's at just now.
I feel it's been a difficult week, so that's probably why.
Yeah,
If I asked you this a couple of weeks ago, you would have
It's
been
a hard one. Do you know it's a good exercise to do? I posted this in my story to go back to each month and then kind of go through it. So we take a lot of pictures, and January business-wise.
So you can explain that a wee bit more because you didn't say what you were doing.
Oh, yeah, right. Aye. So if you're not following us on Instagram or the Memory Room on Instagram.
Why are you not?
Yeah, come on, support us, guys. We'll talk about this in a wee bit, because I feel very passionate about the whole, you should support your friends, why you not like him stuff. But I've actually got a different take on this. I've been thinking about it more and more.
Okay.
But I'll come back to it in a wee sec. But anyway, I put on my story that an exercise to do around Christmas is go on your phone, because we take so many pictures. I don't think we're obviously a little bit different because it's part of the business in the studio that we run, but we've got so much pictures and videos that we almost take for granted, and it's not until you look back at them and you're like, oh, I forgot about that. So it's a good thing to do at Christmas, if you want to connect with your loved ones, your family, and all that good stuff.
That's why I still use Time Hop. Remember Time Hop used to be super popular. I still use Time Hop because I like to look back and be like, oh, what happened this time last year, this time 2 years ago. Today things came up and I went onto my photos and deleted them because people I didn't like in them anymore.
You shouldn't delete memories, because it should be
memories,
what
it was
was
just
it?
people I don't like. I'm not going to say it on the podcast.
So I'm looking at January here. January was a bit of a quiet one. We were filming some mindset content. We went up the hill, Conic Hill. Also, we didn't know we were going to have a baby this year. That was really it. Done the 100k in January. That was fun.
That was fun.
That was a content shoot.
Dale ran 100 kilometres around the track after benching 100 kilograms for 100 reps.
All on the same day. So that was... What day do you think that was?
So not the end of January?
12th of January.
Oh, was it 12th?
Yeah. That's mental, because I only decided to do it 2 weeks before. So for me, business-wise, the start of the year versus the end of the year is dramatically different, because the start of the year, I'm doing assessments. I've got a lot of recorded assessments here from clients. We've got some snuggles with Coops and that. But yeah, it's funny because you look at that. This year, I've spent most of, even the podcast, I didn't realise it was this year I had Harry on, the Mindset podcast. But obviously, the direction where you set your goals at this time of year and you think what you're going to do in business, and a lot of them were around fitness, but it was also the first time last year where we sat down and we were like, right, let's really work together on the studio side of things and grow that. And it didn't take us until August, I would say, to feel like it's properly been done.
Yeah, I think people say this before, but having a baby or becoming pregnant will make you do things that you were putting on the backbone.
I bet it's not an excuse to have a baby.
No, I'm not saying it's an excuse to have a baby,
Are
obviously.
you slacking in your business?
You just
Well,
have a baby.
Get somebody pregnant and it'll happen.
But like so many people have said that to us, like not like Chris Burns, who's on the podcast said like nothing will motivate you more than like when you see your kid born. That doesn't make sense. See your kid born. When your kid's born, like nothing will give you more motivation because you're like, I just want to provide for this thing. And a lot of people have said that. Like it's just that burning motivation.
So that's my word. Hindsight is a blessing. What's yours? I don't know. I just feel that's your favourite word.
Wow.
Remember we started the podcast saying that we were going to try and not use filler words?
Okay.
I always listened to the podcast back and I was like, damn it, I've said it again.
I always listened to somebody's podcast, I can't remember who it was now. Oh no, it was Gary V, and he was saying M, and I was like, if Gary V can say M, I can say M. And Gary V's got a lot more money and followers than I do, but works for him. I think it was him. Don't know. I'd say a fun roller coaster ride.
A fun roller coaster ride, yeah.
Because it has been. I think that is how, it's such a cliche, that's how you describe business, like as a total roller coaster. Like I think running a business is so hard, and we've learned that even more this year, and I think we'll learn that even more next year. But it comes with a lot of great things, and it's very stressful. And we joke with like other people who also run businesses, because I can't remember who we were speaking to now. We were talking about that was the last time we actually spent money on ourselves. Like this before, I know it's when you said you bought your car, and you were like, that was the last time I actually spent money on myself, because then I became a business owner and you don't spend any money on yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's like until you're properly going for it. But then I even still think, see when we, like if we look and do like a 2, 3, 4, 5 year plan, and we say this is where we want to be, I still don't see us the type of people who are going to be spending lavish amounts on lavish things. I still feel like we're going to be reinvesting it into different parts of the business.
It'd be nice though.
It would be nice. But like, I'm not meaning like we won't be at that stage, but I still think like, I feel we live quite a simple life.
Yeah. It doesn't take much. Like being in Nashville, and I know that, and I say this, and it's like, oh, but you managed to get to Nashville. So for us, like that was a great trip, once in a lifetime trip. But again, sitting in I don't know what it was, sitting in a restaurant and choosing not to order a steak because it was $140, because I was worried about money and worried about the business side of things. Like they're all things that you don't really think about. And I must admit, I hate talking about it, not because I don't want to share the struggles of it, but I feel like people, it's often met with sympathy, and I don't want sympathy. Like you said earlier, like it's hard, and it should be hard, and it's those things. It's like, fuck man, like I don't know why that's the first thing that comes to mind. Even in the house, like I was cooking eggs this morning, I was like, we need to get new pots and pans, but we don't have money that we can spend on pots and pans, and that sounds like so ridiculous, but I'm like, that's what's going to make me feel rich.
Yeah.
Fixing the door in the living room that's not.
You
opened.
said the other week what makes you feel rich is being able to have shampoo at the studio and the house.
Yeah, it's like it's not,
The bar
and
is
I guess
low.
that'll evolve when there's more like disposable income, but income that's coming in and going out is literally, we need X amount of money to come in and to cover the basis, and that's just happening if that. So, but I think there's a lot to learn about. So, how are we doing this? Like, would you want to? You got questions, or you just want to dive into it?
Yeah, I think let's kind of look at how 2025's been. Yeah, just dive into it.
But what would you, looking back for you, what would you say is like top of mind in terms of the biggest lessons that has came out of it? Like first thing that comes to your mind, and then let's just spitball and see where we end up.
I think, I don't know if it's a lesson. I think it's like me and you working together is, because even though we've technically been working together for 2 years, like I feel it's only really been this year, like you said, that we started going in the studio part of it, and actually like you're not doing PT and I'm not doing studio, and we're still like working separately. So I think like the biggest lesson is probably leaning on each other a wee bit more, and being able to like being able to, I think it's just the working together has been a lesson for me, like a lesson of how to do it properly, and I think we're still learning. Like we said on previous podcasts, like feedback for each other is a difficult one sometimes, providing and accepting feedback. That's like a lesson as well, but I think it's just learning to lean on each other a wee bit better and opening up about business things.
I think the business to open up, and especially like where we're at this time of year with the business side of things, so that's hard, I feel, just now, because you're growing life, and there is a part of me, it's like, okay, we're business partners, but I'm also your husband. And I'm not like cliche husband that the man has to provide and all that. Like, it's not why I married you. It's not why I chose to like be with you.
That's why I thought you were just going to provide after this baby pops
No,
out.
no, like no, but there is a
That's not me.
part which I do kind of get and understand. It's like, right, I do need to put more in just now, because I'm going to say, this sounds all spiritual and shit, but your energy, quote unquote energy, needs to be protected to a certain extent. And I'm not doing that because I'm suffering in silence. It's just like, right, I need to do that. I'm like, I'm a very logical, like, just straight, like, okay, this, and this needs done. And the emotional side of things, I don't open up with, but it's been hard to find that balance. Like the other day, you were like, we ended up arguing the other day because I was being short, and you were like, well, let's talk about it. And I was like, no, I fucking talk about it. So it's like, if I talk about it, you're going to get stressed. And now you're stressed because I'm shouting, and we're arguing, and you're stressed anyway, so this is fucking pointless.
And then just now, because I'm so hormonal, anytime we argue, I just cry, even though it's not over anything big. Like the other day,
So,
asked me why I was
like,
crying.
I would say that's the hardest. We're finishing the year completely different to how it started.
Yeah.
But definitely here, it'll be, I think, hindsight's always, this is what I mean, it's always like, oh man, if we could go back and we just tweak a few things in how we start certain things, or when we choose to do things, not pregnancy, but like what we've done in business, it's like, should have done that, should have done this, X, Y, Z. So for me, the coaching, I think, because I think deep down I did know the studio side of things, but the people pleaser within me, the oh no, I can just do both. It was like blind arrogance, I guess, is the word that comes to mind. And I don't know if it's because like Gavin and James back in the day, they used to say like, oh, you spread yourself too thin. Like people making those comments, you're like, I want to prove them wrong. And that's my ego. I should have just went, right, I'm doing well with two of them, but really to be great, you need to put all your energy into it.
Into one. I think as well that we need to remember, and I don't know if this is a thing, like with social media, you see people like business owners and like the day in the life, and it's all glamorized. Is that the word I'm looking for? It's all glamorized, and they're like, went from this to 10k each month, like this, that, and the next thing. But I think you need to remember, like, our business is still really in its infancy. Like, even though.
See, so this was a talking point I had for today. Realistically, we're in the first 6 months of our business, even though it's been running for a couple of years. Like, realistically, when we stripped it back and ran the, like, what's the price point going to be? How does the model work? What's the type of customers we want to get? The clients we want to get? It's only 4 months old from the studio side of things.
No, I totally agree.
And although the last couple of years we've gained experience and all that sort of stuff, I don't know what it is in my head. It's like, right, cool, I can do that within the next month, but you're starting from scratch. You're generally starting over again. And it's all about repetition and action and speed and just getting the reps in and getting out there. So yeah, there's a few things to run through. Like, I think another talking point is the whole shift of going from corporate Jill to Jill that runs a business, going from Dale who coaches to Dale who's in marketing. It's like, there is a big that shift as well. The reason that it's taken us so long to do is, again, probably like a bit of like imposter syndrome.
I was literally about to say that. I think there is a bit of imposter syndrome, because I don't call only until the last, I don't know, a couple of months, I call myself a business owner, because I kept
used to say, oh, it's Dale's gym.
Yeah,
like,
it's Dale's studio, or
I used to go, it's our studio. Like,
or I would call myself self-employed and stuff like that. And you're like, you're not self-employed, you're a business owner. And then I remember I was speaking to Fraser, because I was speaking about how I was selling my stuff on Vinted.
And I'm an entrepreneur.
I was like, I said to Fraser, like, I feel like an entrepreneur. And he's like, you are an entrepreneur. And I was like, okay. It's stuff like that. Like,
but it's a mindset shift.
It is. And I think it is when you're like, had been in corporate marketing for, I don't know, all my life basically. And even some of the stuff I was doing, And even though I went in the huff when you gave me this feedback, when I was doing like client proposals and stuff like that, it was stuff that I'd been used to doing that was like quite corporate-y,
Yeah.
or agencies we'd worked with in the past who were like corporate agencies, which is fine for them. And you were like, you just need to strip it back, like you're being too
Yeah.
corporate. And obviously I'd get in the huff with that, because if your husband tells you you've done something wrong, then you're like, whatever.
Go
Even
fuck
though
yourself.
even though you're not just my husband, you're my business partner. So I think there is definitely a shift, and I think that is something that I'm still learning.
It's time though, isn't it? You just need to
Yeah.
go through it. So
It's what we want to be known for as well, because we don't want to be known for like a stuffy corporate agency. Because if I start sending out corporate lingo and stuff like that, and then somebody comes in at the studio and sees how chilled we are and relaxed, like it's two different images we're putting across. Like our social media is not corporate, anything like that. So it's definitely a change.
Yeah.
And I think it goes down to your personal brand.
Yeah.
Like going back to that part of
well,
it.
you
as
held
well.
off posting for ages just because I
I
don't
was
know why.
scared what people would think, and I
Uh-huh.
don't know why, because I really don't care now. And I don't know also if this is something to do with becoming, and again, this isn't a reason to become pregnant, but I don't know if this is
Could
some
retitle this episode. If you don't have a baby,
reasons.
get a baby because it'll get your shit in order.
But yeah, like becoming pregnant, I feel, and I think it'll happen even more when the baby's here. Like I feel I'm trying to people please less, and also I don't care what other people think a lot of the time. Like who cares if somebody from I went to high school says something, or even one of my friends, like they wouldn't, but like if one of my friends was thinking something,
That's what I mean. Most of
I'm
the
like, I
time it's
don't
all in your
care.
head anyway, isn't it?
Like it's right now our priorities is me, you, Cooper, the baby, and the business, and that's it. Like, and that's what the priorities need to be.
Hmm.
So if I can't get over myself to post something, then it's not going to work.
True that.
And just think, when the going gets tough, the tough keeps going.
That today's Pitbull
That's
quote.
today's Pitbull quote.
I like it.
Mm.
It's very fitting.
It is
very
isn't it?
fitting.
So I think, see if you're feeling a wee bit down, or if you're just feeling like we're struggling a wee bit, just think of that. When the going gets tough, the tough keeps going.
See, I'm the opposite with when we're like there's no word about it. We're in the shit just now, in the shitty part of business, in the sense of a lot that like we look on the outskirts that yous are doing really well and doing all that sort of stuff, but like business thrives on how many customers it's got and how much revenue it's generating. Right now, we've started this new venture and reworked the studio side of things. So we have two businesses that complement each other very well, but ultimately they're very new in the stages that they're at. And I know it's hard, but I think for you, like when we were sitting the other day and just sitting on the couch, you just started crying. You're like, what was it? It was also hormonal and things like that.
Yeah.
But I never said anything because I don't know, like that's the part when we're talking. It's like, well, I don't want to worry you anymore because like I worry about it, but at the same time I'm like, I know my work ethic and I know we're good together and I know what needs to be done. We just need to do the thing that needs to be done and move on to this next chapter.
I think this is probably a learning that I don't have quiet time in my life. So that was like, we just sat on the couch. I can't remember what we were doing. Like, we didn't have phones.
We just came in from, I think we were up here and then we went
We
home.
just sat down on the couch. We didn't have phones, didn't have the TV on. And it was just silence. And I just burst out crying. You were just looking at me like, what's happening? I'm like, I don't know. It's just everything's just a lot. And it's obviously a lot of hormones, but I think it is like, I'm learning that I do need silence in my life.
You stop
No,
distracting
try
yourself with
again.
Grey's Anatomy and all that. All that trauma is just coming out. But no, like it's tough. It's hard. It's the part that it's hard to talk about because I don't think a lot of people can relate or connect to it. And I think even when, like that day that you're crying, I know you're getting like a bit emotional just now, but sometimes you just need to let it out. And it's not saying, let me help, let me do this, let's fix it. Nothing needs to be fixed. We just need to do it. You know what I mean? We just need to go for it.
I'm crying on a podcast.
I cried. I was saying to Jill, the only time I cry is 2:00 in the morning. I'm in a doom scrolling TikTok with dogs and loneliness, man quote. I don't know what category you'd call this, but it's just men being like in their quote unquote lonely chapter or whatever, and that's the stuff that makes me
Does
tear
it
up.
make you cry though? Like the
Some
lonely
no,
man
but some of
stuff?
it is it's like wholesome stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it'll bring up things, and it'll be like things with parents or things with family and that, and I'm like, that's quite sad. But then I'm like, it's funny though.
But you mean
I
it's
wouldn't
funny?
this is what I mean. I wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
I think this is a whole part where like now men's mental health in November, and everybody's like talk more, do this, and I get it, and I do. I'm not shutting that message down, but when people open up, particularly in guy groups as well, the very few guys will start leaning on the other person, and it's a very like main character energy in guy groups where I'll bring up something, and another person or another guy in that group, whatever I bring up, they then have that overshadowed with their story.
Mm-hmm.
And some men aren't emotionally like connected or intelligent enough to like get into that conversation. So that's why the whole men need to talk more doesn't fix that solution, because they're not connecting. And I think that's why I maybe thrive better on just, I don't know, because at the end of the day you need to do it yourself. Like nobody can help you with it. Nobody can help you with any of your stuff. I can't help you. Like we will lean on each other. We will help each other out, but ultimately it comes down to you.
Person.
Yeah, it comes down to your mentality. It comes down to your outlook and all that sort of stuff. So wipe those tears and get to work.
Wow. Is that what you're going to say to me and giving birth?
No,
This is all on you.
no, I know. No, but it's just difficult. What was yours? The imposter syndrome?
What
Was that
my
you?
what?
Was that where we were at there? With the
Yeah, I
lessons?
think so, yeah. It's like how... And I don't actually like the phrase imposter syndrome. I feel it's a bit... Don't know what it is. But I think it's just... It's not even a fear of being judged, like, 'cause that's a lot of the imposter syndrome is. I think it is just... You look at a lot of people on social media, like, who you think are doing really well, and it's like it's like you've caught yourself out on it as well, like, who... Not that they're not good at what they do, but, like, if we look at our skills and what we do in the studio, like, we're quite confident in our editing skills and our filming skills and everything that we do, and we've put a lot of like time, money and effort into like training ourselves. And sometimes if you see someone who's maybe not that they're not good at what they're doing, but it's just a bit average, like the quality of the stuff they're putting out isn't great, like their captions are wrong, different stuff like that, and it's like they're living, like, how are they getting clients and living like this lavish, I'll put lavish in quotation marks here, lifestyle, and we can't. Like, you've caught yourself out with that, and I think it is just like the Instagram effect, the social media effect,
Yeah.
because not a lot of people actually put out.
But you know what's funny? It's all the same lessons, and this is the thing we get massively wrong. So I start leadership roles in corporate environments, and I'm like, right, okay, these skills will translate to running my own business, but it's a completely new thing. Start doing my own thing, solo, self-employed, get the studio, become quote unquote business owner, and then start opening up all these different avenues. So like, yeah, I'll do that. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. These are all new business ideas, and every time you do a new thing, you go through the same cycle. So when I started coaching, I was like, how, like, they're saying this, they're saying that. Like, I can help them better.
Yeah.
And it's arrogance. So it's genuine arrogance. And I hate it. And when we meet people, and it's just like such a main character vibe that they have, and that there's a balance with it. I think we all need to be our own main characters, because if you're not in your life, then who will be? But to then let that dismiss other people, I think there's a fine balance with it. But like you said, it's funny, like you start doing studio stuff, and then you see other people doing their podcast stuff or whatever, and you're like, I know I could make improvements to that, but it's like, why is that business not come to me?
Yeah.
And then you start going, am I a failure? Am I this? But that's just internalizing all your thoughts.
I'd say so, because again, these still don't know what's going on the other side. Like, yeah, they might live a lavish lifestyle, but they also might use 10 credit cards to live that lavish lifestyle.
Or they just might be better. Like,
Yeah, they might be better.
Hormozy's got a good stance in this. It's like, oh, but such and such is doing that. And it's like, well, do you want to win the prize of the biggest victim? Or do you want to just, like, because if that's what you want, it's like, okay, you have had the most difficult life here. You're right. You've started a business and you're about to have a baby, right? Nobody's got it worse than you. What happens next then? Or what happens next now? And it's like, well, I need to start taking action on the things I need to do. And it's like, right, okay, just get to that point then. Because it's just emotional jibber jabber.
Jibber jabber.
Like it doesn't, like, this is what I mean, and this is easy, I think, more from a guy than girls. It's like, you just need to go, cut, no, that just needs to be done. And
I think that is like, there is a mix, and this is like a mix with me and you in business. I think you are very like logical decision, things like that, where I bring a bit more like, not that you don't think, but like I bring a bit more of like thinking, like I don't even know the right word, but and I don't want to say emotional because I hate when people say that, like, oh, women are too emotional in business. Like, it's not. It's like that they're just like
people-y.
yeah. But it's funny though, because when I worked at BHS on the graduate programme with Nicola, when we were getting our final assessment to sign us off, that was like, we were getting feedback, and then he said the same about me. Like, he was like, you are very like logical, well, not logically thinking, like you think everything through, you're quite like calculated and stuff you do. And then he said about Nicola, he's like, you just do it. And he's like, you two need to like merge together. He's like, you need to have more of the do it part, and Nicola needs to have more of the like actually I need to think of it. So I still think that's like me and you.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's
we
good
need
because
that,
it's a business, but we
absolutely.
still need to learn from each other.
But I think that's also the part where, because I'd even say like bringing Fraser on board, and sometimes I'm like, I feel like we need to be given more praise and like structure and all that sort of stuff. But for me, sometimes it's like, right, can we do this, this, and this? And it's like, I don't want that to come across rude.
Yeah.
It's just try to find the balance with that.
Because there is sometimes like you'll message something like to Fraser, or like even
They just need to know that's
and
just
then I'm like messaging back and like, if that's okay, please, thanks, because I'm like making it a wee bit nicer. Even somebody messages asking for some. Oh no, it's Kat. I messaged us asking.
That's what chronic stress looks like.
For
it's
testimonials.
Like anything just gets, yeah, cool, we'll do it.
No, but it was just like, yeah, okay. And I messaged back. I was like, can I just say yeah, okay? Like, give a nicer being like, of course, I'll do this, I'll do that.
But that's how, if anyone meets me in person, like,
yeah, you're not like
I have
that.
the interaction.
You're one step away from just giving the thumbs up on a message, like the dad's thumbs up.
It's like, this is insulting.
I know. Like, here you go. So if you think to 2026, how do you want things to go? Or like, what do you want to leave in 2025 and bring into 2026?
What do I want to leave in 2025? I don't think there's anything I want to leave. Because, like I said, we've just started this new thing. Leave the coaching.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm as like tied to that anymore. That I knew that was just time. Like, time had to be spent doing other stuff. I don't know. What would you leave in 2025?
Annoying clients.
Yeah, but you're never gonna. That's the game. Like, the
No,
game
but
of
I think
business comes with
I know,
certain
but I
things.
want to be in a stage in 2026 where we can be picky with our clients.
Where we are picky with our clients just now. Like, that's why we're under more strain as a business, because we've went, look, we're not going to do this if this is the kind of relationship that we're going to have, or the back and forth, and like the unrealistic expectations with certain things. Like, we've stood our ground with that, and that's why it's like, right, okay, we've stopped working with certain clients, and it moves on to, right, we need a pipeline to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say like, looking back, reflection wise of business this year, one of the biggest things I would say for me that's been a lesson is speed is absolutely key with things, and it's the main thing. Like, speed on any action. I think most people that are in business will have an idea of what needs to be done, and you put it off for whatever reason: procrastination, ego, arrogance, like whatever the reason is. But getting to the point where you can just do it will push your business forward. Because I think, trust your gut. I think that's the other the one thing I would actually say is, whatever market you're in. So if you're in the coaching world, stop following as many coaches. In the marketing world, stop following as many marketers. Look at people that you can take inspiration from, absolutely. But if your feed is just constantly in the marketing world, you can find yourself doom scrolling, and then the imposter syndrome kicks in.
Mm-hmm.
And then what also happens is you like, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that, but it's all everyone else's ideas. And this is the thing about ChatGPT as well. Like, we are getting to the stage where we're not even thinking for ourselves now. We're wanting all these external prompts and these external ideas. And I was saying to you the other day, the ad for the memory room, I was in the shower, I was like, we should make like a John Lewis type of advert. And it's like, that wouldn't have came out if I was just scrolling in that. It's like, then that's why like loneliness time or silent time is good, because it brings out those ideas.
Yeah.
That's been the biggest distraction this year, and it's one of the reasons we're not being able to move as quick. It took us 18 months to launch this memory room idea, or whatever, not 18 months,
But
year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
That's 18 months.
so it took us that long to launch the memory room. To get the studio in a operational model has been something we've been chipping away at very, very slowly. Simple thing like putting our prices up, like we still haven't done it. And it was a conversation we had in July. And the reason we had to put our prices up, because now that it's fine when you're trading time for money, but to become if you're trying to scale a business and run a business operational, you need to think about, right, what's the cost of bringing someone into that role? What's the cost of hiring someone? What's the cost of running it? And the
Like
price model,
the stuff.
price model that we have for the podcasting, we actually lose money every time we podcast. So think about all the podcasts we've done from July till December. Like, there's a couple also we put our prices up to the newer ones that came in, but our OG customers, and that's the hardest thing with business, and we built these relationships, and we're Dale and Jill, and we're this nice couple and all this sort of stuff. But it's like, that won't mean shit if we can't keep the studio open. And some months it's getting to that point, it's like, holy shit, like, we need to get business coming in this month because we don't have payments. So like being a nice person that to an extent won't always win in business. Like, you have to be not ruthless, but I think you have to be realistic with your pros.
You can't be a people pleaser in business all the time. And
that's something that you've probably struggled with the pricing and asking for money coming from like a corporate world, which is funny because you used to pay 10.5 grand invoices for a filming day.
Yeah.
We charge $1,000.
I know, and it's crazy because like
you're like, who's going to pay $1,000? It's like, you used to have people that would do an easy CapCut edit, take 14 days to get back to you. It's crazy.
And it's just weird. I think it is as well when a lot of the time when you work with, like, because some of our clients have become friends, or like people we knew came to us because they were friends and stuff like that. And I think sometimes it's awkward asking for like money. It's not asking for money. It's you're not. So it's not asking for money. You've given them a service, so they're now paying. Like, it's a thing I've seen on TikTok. It's like more with like hairdressers and nail salon people. It's like when you've just yapped with your client for an hour, and now you're like, can you please pay me, because you've still given them a service. Like, it is like that. But then
service-based businesses, though, they're hard.
They are. But like, even it's like, because that's something we need to look at is like invoicing in general, because people for some reason take ages to pay their invoices, and like I started being like, hey, how are you, like, just a reminder, do you mind doing this? And by the fourth reminder I'm like, pay your invoice.
I'm in my third trimester.
I'm like,
fucking pay that
so
right
annoying.
now.
Like, if you don't pay this invoice, like, they'll message someone because they haven't paid their invoice, like, can you please pay this invoice so I can feed my unborn child, thanks. Like, it's getting as ruthless as that. But it is like,
but again, it's the game.
I know.
I think there's parts of this like you'll never fully solve. Like, solving one problem will unreveal the next one. And
it's stuff like, because we can complain about this, but like we need to still look back and say like a lot of it is learning for us, because we can complain like, oh, someone's not paid their invoice. It's like, well, why have we let them come into the studio, record, and we've given them the footage and went away when they've not paid their invoice? That's on us. Like, even though we can say they're a dick for not paying, yes they are, but also it's a learning curve for us. And a lot of the stuff that we've done recently is all learning curves. It's like to be on a straight curve rather than a learning curve.
Nah, it speaks in troughs. It's a roller coaster, like you said. Fun
Life
roller
is a roller
coaster.
coaster, and you just got to ride it, as Ronan Keating said.
Well, this one I feel like we're in the queue to get on it.
We're not even on it yet.
I know. Right, so going into 2026, is there any more like key lessons that you had written down that you were thinking about?
No, I think the only other thing for me was something that we started the year on well, was setting our goals and setting our, not even like big goals, but just setting like, right, it's the start of the year, this is what we want to achieve, this is what we want to do. We started off pretty well doing that when we were away in Aberdeen, like up at the lodge. Like, we spent time together writing it down, like we spent like a full day doing it, and then didn't look at it for the last 12 months. And I think...
we worked on one of them.
What, the baby?
Yeah. You're like, shall we have a baby this year? And it's like,
Well,
yeah,
it's
let's
like-
start trying. That was the one thing we started working on.
Like, you've done your 100k.
Yeah.
So this is another thing. So this was part of it as well. So I want us to, like, in the next week in between Christmas and New Year, to look at that wee goal book and see, like, what did we actually do and what
I
did
know
we
for
not.
a fact one of them that we wrote down.
But like the things like the 100k, running 100k, you done that. I said I wanted to do my first solo high rocks. I done that. I can't remember all the business stuff, which is funny because that's the more important stuff.
I do. I
But
remember every one of them.
I think like we were really good at that at the start, and then we just, life gets in the way and gets busy, and that's what I want to get better at in 2026. And I know 2026 is going to look very different. I think especially for me with having the baby, but I still want to have.
What about me?
It will look different for you, but it'll look even more different for me.
Why?
Because I'm going to be the sole feeder
Okay.
and provider for the baby. Like, it's
Okay.
going to look more different for me than it is for you. Do you not
Okay.
agree?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you can still go up and run with Scott, and you can still go and do whatever. And I will never put that like against you. Like, don't get me wrong. At times I might be jealous. And like,
Right, this is all recorded. So,
Like-
how far are we into this podcast? I need to snap this. What we want?
are you serious?
Also wanted to double check that we were recording, so I don't remember hitting that button.
Like, I won't put that.
42 minutes.
I won't put that against you. That you're going out and doing.
No, I know
stuff.
you won't though.
But like the times I might feel jealous, but there is like, and it is just a season of life, like for me, that I'll be more restricted in what I'm doing, and I'm fine with that because I know I'm going to find joy in this season, in this chapter. But anyway, I want to sit down and look at our goals, like, right, what do we want from 2026, family wise, business wise, personal goal, like fitness goals, because I've even said like a goal for me next year is I want to run a half marathon abroad, and like that is something I really want to do, and it's something that'll help me get back to like feeling more like myself and stuff like that. But also on the other side, like business wise, there's going to be goals we want to hit. Like we want to bring more people into the business. We want to be doing X, Y, and Z, whatever it is. But I don't want us just again to look at our goals in December and then be like, oh, I forgot like what my goals were. I forgot to check in on them. So I think like setting either like one Sunday a month or something, we reevaluate them. I think it's fine that if your goals change, like we might set a goal in January to.
Yeah, because I had a lot about growing the coaching business
Yeah,
and
and I
hiring
think that's-
coaches, and then when the realization I was like, this isn't really a route
I think
that's
it's
going to get me, because that was all driven by a financial status, and I was like, this path to that financial status isn't going to be done on coaching.
I think that's fine that your goals change. And I think when we do this exercise, what I don't want is like you looking at your goals from last year and then being annoyed that you've not hit them, kind of thing, or like you've not done
Well,
certain things.
I know for a fact there's been like 3 years in a row I've been searching like the same goal from
Financial
a
freedom.
monetary perspective, and the reason that that's been changing so much is because the direction of what I've been doing has changed, which is almost like you need to look back at it and it's like, right, well, stop fucking changing the direction then
Yeah.
and just focus on something. So that'd probably be where I'm at now. I'm like, I've got enough skill sets that I've Cooper's just joining Jillian on the seat. I've got enough skill sets that one of them I know, or well, I've developed enough skills that I know one of those paths of whatever I choose to do for self-employment, business-wise, can get to that financial status, financial freedom that can then open up more doors. And then the next thing, just freaking pick one and stick with it.
That's because I think we had that conversation the other day because we were talking about like, do we focus more on the memory room, do we focus more on the studios? And I'm like, I just want us to pick something because I feel like sometimes we're like doing this, doing that, and sometimes it's like shiny object syndrome.
It's not shiny object syndrome though, because it's the same thing. It's just being realistic on what happens next. Like for marketing businesses, you need so like even if you take it back a step further, you need to market your own stuff. You need to create your own social media. You then need to have a social media account manager, a videographer, an editor, probably multiple, because then again, like realistically, the team that we've got just now, we can only have like 6 clients, I would say, maybe max. And again, you reverse engineer that and you look at the price point that we charge, and you're like, even if I pay like the going rate, like a good average salary for each one of them, that doesn't cover enough. So we again, it goes
You
back
need
to
more
pricing,
clients. Yeah.
more clients, and then you're like, right, where does your leads come from? So you're constantly going back and forth.
So you need someone in a marketing agency that works just on doing the marketing for your business, for the agency itself.
Yep.
Like you need someone whose account is Bulletproof Studios, account is the memory room type thing.
Yep.
So that then, because we found that when we like work on the business to get things up and running and do our own marketing and stuff like that, it takes a dip in clients and stuff like that because you're working on, not that it takes a dip on client work, but it takes a dip on the work coming in because you're like forward planning, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So 2026 then, will we do a separate episode on kind of what our plans are to map out the year? But
Yeah, because we probably need to map it out.
yeah, we need to sit down and go through it, not just guess it.
Yeah.
I know for me the memory room business, like it'll be good to share like analytics on that, because right now it's like, okay, where do the leads come from? Well, there's no leads coming in. So first step in that side of the business is getting a pipeline of leads to come in. We've done it with the studio. In the studio, our leads come in through the organic content that we create. We've not run any ads, and then referrals from other people who are currently working with us. And then we had a pipeline of like podcasters or podcasting podcasting businesses who came in, and we've just sort of upsold them into
Yeah.
that. So that's been like 3 methods from the studio. But the memory room is like, okay, you're starting a business from scratch. You've got step 1, which has been work with people for free. We've done a couple of them now, and we now can use them as examples and testimonials because the feedback that we've had is like, you have this has turned out great. I would have done X, Y, Z, so we made those tweaks for the next ones that we're going to do, and now we have a product there that we can sell. So now it's like, okay, let's sell those products so people don't know what we're doing. So one of the ways we look at Facebook ads.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can look at ads.
Advertising for that one, which would be interesting. I was at Hormozy's podcast this morning. A woman was spending 150 grand a month on Facebook ads,
What's
and
her
she
business?
ManyChat automations for e-commerce brands. So she done 6 grand a month. 6 grand a month per client. She was charging.
How many clients did you have?
She was making 600 grand a month,
Wow.
and she was like, every time I double my ad spend, the ads break, but
What do you mean the break?
like she's went it up and she just doesn't get the same cost per lead and whatever. But he was talking about the funnel. He's like, your marketing, your ads is hitting the bottom of the funnel, because she's talking about ManyChat in her ads. It's like how many e-commerce brands don't know it exists. So I was like, okay. So it's
People
very,
don't know what ManyChat is.
so it's like
thing.
you need different ad sets for the top of level funnel and whatnot. So I'm excited for that. I'm
So I
excited
think
for that.
that is a lot of things that we mention in podcasts and people don't really know, or
Yep.
like marketing, or even you were posting that thing for the memory room, and you said something like BTS of the memory room. I was like, you'll need to say behind the scenes, and you were like, but BTS means behind the scenes. But I'm like, this memory room is a completely different audience. You're going to have older people who are like, what does BTS mean?
Mm.
Like, what does that like mean? So like it's stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
you just need to adapt your marketing and your
Change your message,
like
because it's
who
like,
your audience
it's
is.
not that the ads don't work. It's the creatives,
Mhm.
the packaging, the
And you
messaging.
test it all.
Yeah.
Test.
Right, will we wrap this up? Is there anything else you want to look back on? Anything that comes out?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm excited to look over goals this year. I think we can maybe share them on the next podcast and how we're going to keep ourselves accountable to them.
Yeah. What's your final like word of advice for anyone that's in business? Because everybody's going to have their own experience and their own opinion on certain things. But try and think about something that you're like, you know what, practically, this is the one thing I would do. So I think the one for me that I'll definitely would advise is stop following so many different people on Instagram that you're taking so much advice from. I don't know if we just do this because we're in this world of marketing and there's so many gurus, and every time you look at one of them, they're always contradicting each other.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, you just need to take action on the thing that you need to do and get your evidence on your experience on what works and what doesn't, and just constantly evolve that process. So
Yeah, because I think there's like people say stuff about the algorithm, like everybody's algorithm's different. So I think something that might work for a studio business isn't going to work for a chiropractor, who don't work for a fitness person or whatever, vice versa. So
Yep.
like there's so much conflicting. I think again, like go back and test and learn it.
Yep,
and
test, learn, gather your own experiences. Like everyone's like, okay, the good thing about working with mentors and coaches and whatnot is they've made the mistake, so then you can fast track your progress. But just like how we're starting our business over from scratch, even though we've got 3 years prior to this, there's still a learning curve in time. It's like, how quickly can you get to that point? And that's through action, through speed, and through your own judgment of what you want to do.
Yeah, I think mine would be from that would be what we said, like, don't expect the quick results or the best results like really quickly when you start a business. Like we said, like we're still in our infancy of a business, and I think a lot of people think they're going to get into business and just fly. And I think sometimes that does happen, because when we announced we were going all in the studio, all kind of stuff like this, it was climbing up, like it was going really well, and everything was going up. But I think sometimes, like when you launch a business, like there's loads of support and stuff like that, and it's like, right, month 2, month 3, it's like, right, where are you now, that kind of thing. Not like where are you kind of stuff, but it's, you still need to take a while to like set the foundations, build the basics of the business. And even though, when you launch, it might be like right up at the start, like it's just, it'll still take time to build it.
Yep. I like the phrase that comes out in most sort of advice. It's like, it's a feature, it's not a bug. Like, we think the client's taking ages to pay their invoice. We're like, oh, that's a bug. And yes, there's things in our systems that we can do to fix that so it doesn't happen as often in the future. But ultimately, if you own a business, that's part of the game. That's part of the features of you running a business. And I think it's all these things, like you said, like, we got all these inquiries when we start, but then again, the learning for us is like, oh, this is hard to close people, so we need to work on our sales process, our sales script, our pricing, our models. Like, it just it's the game. And you're like, oh, this is so difficult. There's another podcast we'll do as a follow up to this. Is like, should you follow your passion? Does the advice of following your passion make sense? Because ultimately, I started coaching, but then what do you need to do in coaching? You need to do marketing, you need to do sales. You then start doing more things that aren't coaching. So the business is the passion. It's not the thing that you do within the business, if that makes sense. So I thought that was quite interesting. Right, we'll wrap up there. Thank you. There wasn't exactly a Christmas special, but a nice little reflection. I'm sure if you have your own business and you're whatever goals it is that you're setting for that, you probably set some goals at the start of the year. Do the exercise that we're going to do. Look back, what were some of the things that you were looking to achieve, and did you achieve them? If you didn't, like, don't beat yourself up, but think about some of the reasons as to why, and maybe a simple exercise like revisiting them, like you said, every month will keep that top of mind. That's probably why, like, having a baby is a good thing, because it's like, if you can't set a goal, have a baby. There is no pushing back the date. The date is approaching, and again, as we get closer to this date, we're working longer and longer hours just now, because it's like, all right, that's in 9 months' time. Like, we'll have things sorted out in 9 months' time, and then it's like, we're 10 weeks away. It's like, right, Christmas is cancelled. Christmas ain't happening. We need to get shit sorted now. But yeah, joking aside, I think another thing just on the goal thing as well is look at, like, what do you want to, this time next year, if you're doing this exercise again, like, what do you want to be proud of, or what do you want to be happy with? And I think that's a good way to set your goals. Like, thinking of next year, you've been like, oh, I look back and been like, I done that. That's really cool. I think that's something. Well, we're all doing something just now because there's an expectation of what we want to get from it. Just fucking do the work. That's really what it comes to. It's like, right, there's no changing anything. It's like, we just need to do the work. So thank you for following. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful Christmas. Was this out Christmas Eve? Yes. Have a lovely Christmas if you're listening to this on Christmas Eve. If Christmas has already been, I hope it went well. I don't know if a lot of people will listen to this on Christmas Eve. You never know. But I think in between Christmas and New Year. Well, whenever you choose to listen to this, enjoy it, have fun, do your thing, follow along, and we'll see you in 2026. We have a very exciting guest for our first guest, which we're recording tomorrow. So good stay tuned. Bye. Bye.